G'day guys, Brett Thompson here. How you going? Welcome to this webinar. I'm going to try and keep it in 45 minutes. It's going to be short, sharp and punchy and full of content. So for those of you who don't know me, in Australia I'm known as one of the highest paid in-demand copywriters, which is quite an amazing story considering I went all through school, didn't really read a book, but I started my own business in my early 30s. And then in my first year of business, I was pretty much failed because I just had a dream and a passion and I didn't know anything about marketing. But I'd learned very quickly after my first year of business. I made a dismal $16,000. You know, raising three boys at that time was pretty tough, right? So I had to learn marketing, and from that I understood the importance of copywriting, and I dove into that. And then within 12 months, I'd made $200,000, and over the last 7 or 8 years, I made $220 million for myself and my clients through emotion direct response copywriting. And now, right now, I live, breathe, eat and sleep marketing funnels, and a big part of that is to come up with your irresistible lead magnet. What's the lead magnet? The lead magnet is just your front end offer to bring people into your. It's kind of like a baby step to introduce them into your whole big picture into service. Okay, so I'm sure you already know what a lead magnet is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So I'm going to dive straight into it. Okay, so this quick session outline. I'm going to go through the 10 best converting lead magnets from last year and this year, because being a marketing nerd, I keep an eye on everything that's going on. Next thing I'm going to talk about nailing your message for best conversions, because believe it or not, you don't have a traffic problem. It's generally it's a conversion problem. So I'm going to give you from a high level copywriter what you have to do to get the best conversions. Because once you get your lead magnets and your website's converting, then you can just throw endless traffic to it, give or take. Okay. Next thing I'm going to talk about after that is the 5 favorite tools for quick product creation. Okay, so I want you to really open your eyes up to the concept, and that is to get as many lead magnets out into the market as possible. You know, don't wait for perfection. The other thing my intention for this webinar is, number one, to give you solid takeaway info. That's the most important part. But another thing I want to do at the end of it is show you how to implement. Okay, so I'm not going to hide the fact. There's nothing to sell here at all. But I know through myself and through my own when I coach clients and things like that you can give everyone a great strategy and great idea, but when it comes to implement, it's a different thing. So myself, my beautiful partner Lanika Cruz, we joined forces, and she's a best-selling author in her own right to do with mind hacks and personal development. Well, we joined forces and created an implementation workshop to help people come into one spot and get their marketing done in a day instead of trying to fit it into life, right? We all know. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that right at the end, just to give you a tool of how to do that. Again, nothing to buy, because the big picture of what we do is I help people with we help people with marketing funnels, so all the way through. So this is what we're going to talk about today, is step 1, which is your lead magnet. Okay, so again, this is the concept I want you to really understand and embrace. The more lead magnets you have, the faster you'll grow your list and the more money you'll make. Okay, so here's a very common problem I see coaching clients have. Number 1 is their list is too small. Number 2 is their marketing is outdated. All right. Number 3, they're concerned what others think. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of people, if you are the face of your business, and you might have a blockage to put stuff out there because you might be worried about being judged, what your competitors think, and all that kind of stuff. So they're very common problems, and this is what we overcome in our workshops. Other one is you don't know what people want. You have a guess, or you assume what people want. You put something out there, and it just doesn't convert. The other one is a poor marketed system or a funnel. You don't have a funnel. So it's cool to have a lead magnet out there, and it might convert. But if you don't have a very quick automated upsell or system that can convert them into going from prospects to clients, then you can actually waste a lot of time, a lot of money. Okay, so the real problem is from all that is 2 things: lack of clarity and confidence. Clarity in knowing what to do next with your marketing. There's so many options out there, and also confidence to do it, right? So once you nail clarity and confidence, you'll be growing your list every single day, and that's where the money is. Because once you have a great list, I mean, I know a number of years ago we took my boys over on a cruise all around Europe and to America, and the whole time, because of a list, we had a launch and was able to to fund that lifestyle. And even a few Christmases ago, because of my list, I did a small little promotion of a product, 50% off, and made $20,000 just before Christmas, right? And I don't tell you that to impress you at all, right? There's guys who do, you know, six figures in a weekend because of their list. So that's the importance of having a good lead magnet and a complete system that follows that up, right? Also, putting good lead magnets out there will give you a lot of authority, respect, and recognition. Okay, people know about you, and they're at the forefront of your mind, and also it'll give you leverage on how to have more freedom, and that's the key thing as well. So again, like I said, the lifestyle, once you have a big list, and you know, being fueled by lead magnets out in the market, it'll give you freedom and more choices to do what you need to do. So let's dive straight into it. I told you it's going to be fast paced, right? Because I want to try and fit this into 45 minutes. Okay, so the countdown from 10. And in no particular order, I'm going to go through the 10 best lead magnets that I've noticed in the last 12 months. Number one is a 60-second offer, okay? I first saw this, I noticed this in the marketplace for a little while. Then the first person I saw teach this was Ryan Dyson and Perry Belcher when I was over in San Diego with them. And that is, a lot of people have a time poor at the moment, and they haven't got a lot of time to go through a 150-page report or ebook. Okay, so if you can solve a specific problem in 60 seconds, people will opt in for that, and we're getting a lot more better conversions with our clients offering a 60-second offer. I'll give you an example. I did a lead magnet which was 2 best way to boost your conversions in 24 hours. Okay, now I can tell you that in 60 seconds, right? And the reason why people opted in for that, because they thought, great, it's very short answer, and it sets you up to be able to sell something else afterwards. Okay, because the next part, which was an opportunity to buy something which talked about the 10 best things that to boost conversions. Okay, so that's just one example. The next thing I saw a lot of people do, which converted really well, is webinars. Webinars are fantastic. One of the main reasons that's a really cool thing with using webinars is that you have an opportunity to sell if you want, but the thing with a webinar, you've got to make it very specific. Try not to be too general. I mean, with this webinar, I could have said how to create your ideal marketing funnel or marketing system. It's very broad, and so many people are out there doing that. So the conversions and opt-ins would have been a lot less, and it's hard to cover that big picture in like 45 minutes to an hour. So I chose one segment of that, which was lead magnets, got a higher opt-in rate, and it's specific. So and you'll be able to make an offer specific to that topic if you choose to sell. Like, again, there's nothing to buy what I'm doing here, but webinars are a cool thing. It's not, and the cool thing is, if you get a webinar that performs well and it gets good opt-ins, then you can take that and turn it into a free report. Now, the free report will give you more opt-ins, okay, but then you have to have a system to try and sell from there. Okay, number 8 is limited free trial, to give people a bit of like a lick of the ice cream, I suppose, and give them a taste of what they're doing, but try and make it limited. I know there's a number of free trials that I've opted in for, and like it could be like 7 or 14 days. If you're going to do it, try and make it 7 or 14 days. 30 days, you know, a lot of people, it's too long a time. You really want to strike when the iron's hot. But with giving them limited access, right? I've opted into something before for a limited free trial. But when I got in there, I realised that a lot of the main parts I wasn't able to access because I wasn't a paid member. So my limited free trial, my 14-day trial, lasted about 20 minutes. And I said, God, I need all that. So I just went and bought it. So think about that. So number 7 is you give away your best tip, right? Now, a lot of people are a bit hesitant to that because they think, oh, well, I can't give away my best tip because then what else is there to sell, right? You've got to understand the psychology here. Give away your best tip because, number 1, you get the most opt-ins. The bigger list you have, that's like an asset. So, and also the psychology behind that, they think, wow, if they're giving away that for free, then imagine what they're going to do when I pay money, right? So giving away your best tip is going to be great for opt-ins, and it really kind of separates you from the rest, okay? So, and that's a big thing that I want you to think about, giving away your best tip. Next thing is splinter your main offer. I've done this myself. I have a copywriting software called Copy Sniper, and in where we have an automated system that generates long form sales letters. We kind of splintered that off and gave away the headline part, so you can actually punch out automated headlines with this software. We gave that away for free, and that was, we got about an 81% opt-in rate for that. 81%, like that's insane. So think about that. And again, Ryan and Perry teach this in their methods as well. I think it's a brilliant strategy. If there's anything you can do to splinter off your main product, again, pick something the best that's going to give you the biggest win, the biggest and fastest win straight away. Is a great strategy. Number 5, cheat sheets, flowcharts, checklists, and mind maps. This is huge, right? Again, this really ties into the 60-second offer. If you can condense some information and give it to them in a cheat sheet, flowchart, a checklist, or a mind map, people love that stuff, right? Again, it's a lot better than a 180-page free report. So that works very, very well, and I see a lot of markets doing that with great success. And if you don't know what you could do, think about that. If you're like a business coach and someone rings you up out of the blue and says, "Hey, I'm interested to find out a bit about what you do." Well, what questions would you ask them? You want to find out how long they've been in business, what their business is about, their income, and all that kind of stuff. So you probably go through a process already. Well, so take that process and document it and try and use that as a lead magnet. Okay. So that's really hot right now. So the next thing is a quiz or test, right? People love being tested. They love being measured. And this is a little bit longer to set up and not as hard. I mean, there's things like Google Forms and Gravity Forms is some software you can check out to do that. But and a quiz or a test is great. And what I love about the quiz or test approach for your lead magnet is that you don't have to ask for the opt-in straight away. All the other opt-ins, you say, here's an offer, give me your email and name or maybe phone number, and you can get it. But with a quiz or a test, you can say, hey, take this quiz. And before they know it, they're answering these questions, and because they love getting measured. And then right at the end, say, if you want your results, enter your details here. So it's very stealth, right? So that's a very, very powerful one, and a lot of people, industry leaders, are doing that with great success. Number 3, give away your entire course. I first saw James Shremko do this. James Shremko is a legendary internet marketer from down under. He was telling me when I was with him in Sydney a month or so ago, he said he had a course called Own the Race course. I think he was selling it for a couple of grand. I hope that's right. And then after a little while, he decided, because he talked about the life cycle of a product, he put that course as an inclusion into his ongoing membership, right? So that boosted a lot of membership sales because that was included in there. Then after a little while, he just gave it away for free, the whole course, for an opt-in, and he said that it was his best opt-in ever, right? So what could you give away for free? I mean, you can give away like a 4-part video course where there's a specific result at the end of it. Again, it's kind of like giving away your best tip, but on steroids, isn't it? So that's a really cool thing. The other thing is swipe files or test results. I mean, yeah, anything you can do to save money and give people a shortcut is hugely valuable right now. Again, it really ties into the 60-second offer, or just make life easy for people. So if you can give them a swipe file or an exact process that's going to help them go from A to B in a certain step, and give that away for free, then you'll get a lot of opt-ins, and it's a good setup to offer them something else in your offerings. So that converts really, really well if you can do that. The number 1 is the survey. I give credit where credit's due. The world's best leading expert on this is Ryan Levick, someone I pay money to learn from. Now he's got a thing called the survey funnel, and later on I'll probably bring him in to do a full webinar on that. And whereas people, similar to the quiz or the test, they answer a few questions at the start, and then right at the end you ask for their details. So very, very stealth, right? But I want to tell you how I used survey, and also I'll just quickly say another smart mechanism that Ryan talks about is when people answer these questions along the way and they choose their way, what they're doing is they're self-selecting themselves into a bucket, I suppose, of their what database they're in. For instance, if you're a property investor, you're either going to be a beginner, intermediate, or an advanced, right? So wouldn't it be cool if you can talk, when you're having conversations with people, you need to know that up front. So that's a very smart thing that Ryan teaches, and even on a basic level, having a basic survey without the segmentation is still smart because it has that stealth element where you can get people to answer a few questions that are already engaged, mentally, emotionally, and physically engaged into a process, and then you ask for the details at the end. Is a really cool thing. So I want to show you how I use surveys. I'm going to dig deep here and talk about how I use survey to actually find out what to sell. I mean, if you want to have lead magnets, the biggest problem is you don't know what people want. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to dive deep into a process that I did. And see, as a copywriter, people pay me, for me to take on a project personally, I mean, my starting price to take on a full marketing campaign is $25K and above. I have teams that do projects in all different areas, but the reason why I kind of command such a high price, or perceived high price in what a lot of people believe is because I go to the extra mile, and I do a lot of market research. Probably about 70% I do is actually in understanding what people want, because once you understand what people want, then all you got to do is write the copy around it, and it makes the life a lot easier. A lot of kind of B grade copywriters or marketers, they'll just have an idea, then they'll write the copy and put it out into the market, right? Or they might ask the business owner for what they think they should do. But I don't get most of my knowledge from the business owner. I go direct to the client, okay? Because what worked, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years ago necessarily doesn't work right now. So you've got to be up to date with that. So that's why surveys come in hand. So first of all, what I do is send out, this is what I did to my list. I sent out an email. It was simple trick to beat overwhelm in 25 seconds. So the reason why I had a big hunch that through my coaching clients that the biggest obstacle was overwhelm. So I'll just read this quick email to you that what I did. None of us like overwhelm, especially with our marketing. Among the flurry of daily thoughts, there's usually one dominant burning problem we want solved over everything else. Answering this one simple question is the first step to getting your problem solved quickly. I want you to hit this link and answer this one question right now because it will help you. Another reason I'm asking you to do this is I'm putting together some brand new training, and I want to make sure I give you exactly what you need. Laser focus, all killer, no filler. As a reward for answering this one question, I've organised you a whopping 50% discount off my new training when it comes out. Sorry, you can thank me later. Come on, it'll take only 30 seconds. Go here now to get your most burning question answered and put an end to your overwhelm. See you over there. Think Brett Thompson. So you got to understand the psychology I've done here is, if you just expect people to fill out a survey, you are kidding yourself. Even your family and friends, or they might have good intentions, they'll probably do it later. You've got to incentivize people. Now, you could offer them a $25 gift voucher or something like that, but what we've found is giving them a discount off your training is the smartest thing to do, because it kind of preempts them, and it's not such a big shock when you offer them something, okay? So I got a bunch of people to fill that out, send them to this simple page. Now, you don't have to set up a page, a website like this. It was just a simple page. So what's your number one single biggest challenge or obstacle you have with your marketing right now? Please give as much detail as possible. Enter your name below to receive a whopping 50% discount off my new training. Name and email. Okay, so that's, again, I just quickly whip that online. If even a faster way, you can just say hit reply now to this email, and you've got a little bit manual work to do. You've got to sift through everyone's responses, but at least it speeds things up. If you can get the email out straight away and have answers that night. The next thing, I sent up a reminder email, which was survey results update. What an eye-opener. First up, a quick thanks to everyone for answering this single question survey. I've been gathering everyone's answers into a spreadsheet and categorizing them into topics. So far, there are 5 common groups that people are wanting help with in no particular order. Find your audience, blah, blah, blah. So one of these 5 groups completely trumped the rest multiple times. Want to guess which one? Hit reply and have a guess if you want. Either way, I'll email you tomorrow. Plus, I'm going to attempt to answer all these problems, mainly focused on the big one, in one session. It'll be very cool. Now, underneath, you can't see that email. There's another call to action button there. So that's just giving people a second chance to answer, because you want to get as much information as possible. Because what you do with that is then you start putting it into, like, you segment it. There's going to be, like, let's say you get 50 or 100 answers, but what you're going to find, you're going to get commonalities, right? And it can be 4, 5, 6 different groups. So here's the common ones that I had, right? These are actual responses I got from people, word for word. getting new customers on a spot. So what their number, and I'll just go back here. How you can use this is take out marketing and put your own business. What's the number one single challenge or obstacles you have right now with your relationship, or with property investing, or with your gardening, or whatever your niche is, okay? So here's the answers I got. Now this is very clever what I'm about to show you. So number one was getting new customers on a small budget, not attracting the leads I once got, deciding which project to focus on, my marketing efforts, and so on and so forth. So again, this is all questions and the wording that people use, right? Now I'm going to show you Brett the Magnificent Copywriter, right? I say that tongue in cheek because I show you it's not hard. This is how you best sell people into your products, using you use the terminology that they have and they use, okay? Don't try and be too clever. I'll give you an example. So the first, this one here, you're seeing this bullet point that says getting new customers on a small budget. Okay, so what I was doing, I was pointing people to a webinar. So here's how I came up with the bullet points to promote the webinar. Getting new customers on a small budget. I knew the answers for that. So the bullet point I used was how to get new customers on a shoestring budget. Okay, so if you were the one that used that as your question, and I was putting on a webinar on how to get new customers on a shoestring budget, then absolutely you'd opt in. You would be. It's just a foregone conclusion. It would be a no-brainer. You could actually use that as a lead magnet headline, just for a little report. Next thing was, a number of people said they're not attracting the leads I once got. Someone said, I'm not attracting the leads I once got. So I said, why you're not attracting the leads you once got? Okay. Again, if someone read that, that person read that bullet point, they will opt in. Right? No doubt about it. Next thing they said is deciding which project to focus my marketing efforts on first. So my magnificent copywriting skills said easy marketing clarity on knowing what project to focus on first. Again, instantly solves that problem. Next one was not knowing which marketing channel is best to get more clients. Quick marketing breakthroughs if you have little. Okay, I put the wrong one in there. So huge apology. Not knowing, here it is. Not knowing which marketing channel is the best to get more clients, knowing which marketing channel is the best for you to get more clients. So you're not too creative. I use their words back to them, right? Yeah, a lot of people overthink the copywriting. They try and come up with all these fancy terms and all that kind of stuff. Look, I understand that, and I fall victim to that as well. But you've got to write as your market speaks. Okay, that's for your best conversion. You don't want to try and use all big words because most people hate reading. So just try and simplify it as best you can. Another one was my website isn't converting well and the traffic costs are too high. So I said 2 best ways to boost website conversions and save traffic costs. Again, that alone, I used that as a lead magnet and got opt-ins for it because it solved a specific problem for a big group of people. Feeling overwhelmed with all the different marketing methods. How to eliminate overwhelm from the different marketing methods. Again, so not rocket science, hey, you can do that, and it really gives you clarity on how to find out exactly what your market wants and the words to use to them to get them to opt in, and also to create a webinar or product. These could all be product titles or report titles, whatever the case. Okay, quick insights and takeaways. Know what your market wants. Even though I get paid for a lot of copy to write great copy, my spelling isn't fantastic, so we're all human. What are they already paying for? Think about that. What are they already paying for? Right. So if that's a great way you can create disrupt in your market. Go to market with something for free that people are already paying for, and you'll get a lot of opt-ins. And again, your list is your asset. So observe your own buying habits. This is really cool. So if I'm on, quickly jump over to Facebook, for instance, and all of a sudden something catches my eye, and I click through that, and there's a headline that said, I really need to know that, so I'll opt in. And the next thing I do, I've bought something. I pause. I say, why did I do that? What was it that made me opt in? I'll look at the headline. I say, what was it? What piece of psychology made me actually opt in? Because people are very hesitant they don't willy-nilly just give you the opt-in. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's a lot harder to get people to do that. So if you find yourself opting in for something, ask yourself why. What's the psychology? And bring that in and copy that into your own marketing. Also look at why other people buy, like people in your family or friends or or if you're at a seminar or whatever, just observe your own buying habits and other people's buying habits, because there's those little psychological triggers can really help you to craft your message. Copy is king. At the end of the day, the sad thing is that someone with a far less superior product than you will outsell you tenfold if their copy is better. All right, that's why the most expensive mistake you can make is to hire a cheap copywriter, right? Because they're leaving so much money on the table for you. So copy is king. So make it clear. A confused mind doesn't buy. You might want to write that down. A confused mind doesn't buy. So you want to make it crystal clear. The marketing that I did for some of the big companies where I made them tens of millions of dollars, I got my 12 or 13-year-old twin boys to read the copy back to me, and if they fumble upon any part of it, I'll stop them, put a red pen over it, and go down and simplify it, because the comprehension rate of most Westerners is equivalent to a grade 8 student, right, or a 12 to 13-year-old. So you want to try and simplify it, dumb it down as much as you can, and also make it enticing. And I gave you some tricks on how to make it enticing, find out what they want first. Also create space to think. A lot of people are so busy. You have a to-do list that just seems to grow every day. And one thing that I put on my to-do list every single day, bar none, is space to think. Isaac Newton was one of the world's famous scientists. He was in Cambridge University. That was shut down for nearly 2 years because of the plague back in the 17th century, I believe it was. And at that time, he had nowhere to learn, so he had to stay, look up. He kind of took refuge at home and in the library and to try and think. And in that time, he created some of the world's greatest greatest scientific breakthroughs. Why? Because he stopped learning and started to think. So it creates space to think. And that's why the events that Lanika and I run, it's an implementation workshop. It's not myself and Lanika just stand at the stage and teach, take notes and expect you to go and, fit that into your life later on. We say, right, here's a bit of teaching, here's some concepts, now here's some space, write down how you're going to do that and create your plan and all that kind of stuff. So space to think and implement it is absolutely key. 5 favorite online tools. I'm not going to do any demos here, but mind mapping software. Well, I'll say 5 favorite online tools, but me personally, I'm still a notepad and pen guy. I think nothing beats getting my ideas and scribbling them down, and it really flows for me. And because I'm in front of the laptop all the time, or on my computer, I really need that break away from the computer. So a notepad and pen is great to jot down ideas down. But once I've got a bit of a skeleton, then I'll go to a mind mapping software. The one I use is called MindNode Pro. It's actually the one I've got. But there's a bunch out there, and they're all cool. But it's just a cool way to kind of extract your ideas and get them out super fast. I really enjoy the mind mapping process. Another one is Evernote. If I'm say on Facebook and I see a Facebook ad that I like, Evernote is like a note taking piece of free software, and you can run your to-do list from it. You can attach documents, or it's just a housing. Look, I guess Evernote for me, it's just the ultimate note-taking software. So I can just, if I get ideas, I can just open up a page and I can put it into a certain folder. I've got all these different folders and I can tag them, so I can quick, easy reference to search. But what I love most about it, again, if I am on Facebook or LinkedIn, I see an ad that really captures my attention. And this is an example of pausing when looking at your buying habits. If I've bought something or if I've opted in something, I'll take a screenshot and it'll instantly put it into Evernote, and I can put it into a folder just instantly from the page. So then I've got folders on opt-ins, upsells, checkout pages, and then things like that. So Evernote's a fantastic thing to help you with all your marketing. Jing or Snagit, that's a great screen capture software, so it catches the video of, or you can do images or video, but sometimes if I'm working with a designer, or a designer or a web developer, and I want to give them instructions on how to get my lead magnet out there or the page or whatever, Jing is free. You can do up to 5 minutes of free video, and then of your screen and your voice, and you can send them the link straight away. But if you want longer than 5 minutes, which I always do because I do a lot of website critiques, I'd use Snagit, and I can't remember how much it is. bugger all really, not much money at all, but you can do as long as videos as you want. But that's a really cool tool to capture things, and I give direction to my team through that. Canva is fantastic if you really want to create your own banners and get something up nice and fast. If you don't want to wait for a designer, sometimes you've got to wait 24, 48 or 3 days to get something. And look, speed to market is something that my team and I live by. So a lot of the times I'll just come up with a concept and a headline. I'll go to Canva, and Canva is fantastic because it gives you all these different templates of banners and designs and reports and all those kind of things, and you can just import your own image and have a lot of good play around with that. So check out Canva. That's one of my favorite online tools, and it really ties into the speed of implementation thing I'm talking about. Lead Pages is just one of many that can get you can get cool, nicely designed lead magnet pages up in an instance, like just in a matter of minutes. You don't have to be a techie because they've got templates you can choose from. There's other things I use, like there's ClickFunnels or 10-minute funnels, and where I can actually build out complete funnels, and they've got pages already mapped out. So they're the 5 best tools that I use online just for lead magnets and speed of implementation. Okay, so your next best step is by far, like I said, I mean, out of all the steps, it's not just your lead magnet. I mean, if you take the information I gave you today and put it into action, you can definitely get some high converting lead magnets happening. But if you don't have an automated system that turns them into and make money from, then it can be, you don't want to wait too long till you get paid, all right? So that's why at our events we run through the whole system. We go to the tripwire or one-time offer or welcome mat, then your main offer, then your big ticket item and thank you page. We teach people how to write nurturing emails and how to upsell them from emails and also build a relationship in the list and all that cool stuff. So that's you've just seen step 1, but there is a bigger picture to all this. So your next step is implementation. Like, you can go and do it yourself, right? Doing it yourself is the hard way because you've got to try and fit it into life, and also you generally don't have a lot of people to get advice from it, and a lot of people fumble and get stuck because they don't have they're not in an environment to get instant feedback. Okay, so the best way is live groups in a live seminar. I mean, and when Lanika and I put our event together, we thought, what would we love to go to? What's the best thing that we'd personally love to do? And we just love the concept of implementation workshops where you have to work, you've got a deadline, you've got to fit it off straight away, and you're surrounded by a group of like-minded people and guidance from a mentor. We did this first called the 7-Hour Sales Letter with Andrew and Darryl Grant, where we got a group of 100 people come in with a blank screen, and over 2 days I ran them through a process so they all walked out with a long form sales letter written from scratch. Okay, and it was hugely successful. It was sold out for the 5 years in a row. And we took that concept and turned it into like a marketing funnel implementation workshop. So look, I'd love you to be a part of it. This is some snapshots from the last time we did. We went around Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. At this particular time of the recording, we're going to be in February. We've turned it into a 3-day workshop. So you walk out with your complete marketing funnel plan mapped out. So you know exactly what to do, and you can implement it straight away. So we'll give you time to have feedback from everyone. We're going to be doing hot seats. If you go to the page marketingmakeoverhq.com/events, you'll see a page like that. You scroll down and grab your tickets. So February 13th, 14th, 15th on the Gold Coast, 2015. And this again, the main benefits are it's forced implementation, right? For me, I absolutely need that, and a lot of people feel the same way. It's not just a seminar where you get stand up and where the speaker stands up and teaches, throws all this information at you. You leave with notes to try and fit in later. This is actually, you do it on the spot, right? It's going to give you an opportunity to give you updated, modernized marketing. Again, what worked 6 months, 12 months ago, marketing is evolving so fast right now. So that's the key thing is to get them modernized and updated. Clarity and confidence, and that's the big promise, to be honest with you. When you come to our 3-day event, you'll get absolute marketing clarity. You know exactly what to do next, right? You don't have to be a great copywriter. You don't have to be a web designer or developer or have a team. Even at yourself, All you really need to know is what to do next, and we want to give you clarity of what to do next and give you the confidence to do it, right? And we've got a workbook you'll be filling out with examples, and it's really, really cool. And the ultimate big picture is to build your list on autopilot. We're going to be doing hot seats, networking, and give you clear direction. So you could be pulled up from stage if you want to, and I'll ask you questions all about your business, and I'll give you some. You'll get my marketing brain on your business. So that's the best advice I can give you right now. Is you've got the information, which is fantastic. Now put yourself in an environment where you can actually implement it and get it to market super quick. All right, with the ultimate objective, of course, is to help you get a pipeline income while you sleep. Right. So look, that's it. That's a wrap. I know it's very fast paced, not many breaks at all. But if you want to go to Marketing Makeover HQ/events, even if you're watching this video and the dates here have passed, then that link will still point you to the most recent or the current event we've got on right now. And look, we'd love to be a part of it. It's very fun, energetic, informative, interactive, and above all, you walk out with a fully planned out, mapped out marketing funnel ready to implement and start building a list and making your money. Okay, that's a wrap for me. Great to spend that time with you, and look forward to hopefully meeting you in person at one of our events. And until then, we'll talk soon. Bye for now.